Welcome to Doncaster. I'm here outside Doncaster Minster. It's been around since the 12th century, or rather the original version was, because in 1853 it burnt down to the ground. They started rebuilding it in 1854 straight afterwards, and that's the building you see there now. Let's hope this one stays not burnt down. So, Minsters, they're linked with monks and friars. Friars, round here you've got the Grey Friars, which are the Franciscan friars. They're the ones who, they're called Grey Friars because they used to wear grey. That makes sense. They were around from the early 14th century. And then also White Friars, the Carmelite friars. They came around in the mid 14th century. So they obviously think that Donny's got something worth seeing, so let's go and have a look round. It's a lovely, beautiful, wintry morning here in Doncaster. Just walking up to the Minster here. It's an impressive building with its Gothic architecture. You gotta love the windows on minsters and cathedrals. Look how ornate they are. They wouldn't knock one up like this nowadays, would they? Impressive stuff. Now, when you hear about cathedrals, you hear terminology like nave, tower, and chancel. It's good to see that this bit here, the main section where the congregation would be the nave. The tower is obviously the bit that sticks up in the middle, and the chancel on the end. Oh, bit of ding dong going on. Here's the railway line. Doncaster's got a long history with trains and locomotives, which we'll find out more about later on. I do love a good tunnel. This is one of the carriageways that comes under the Frenchgate shopping centre, out towards the bus centre, out towards the bus station. Light explosion. I like the look of this old building. It's quite impressive. Looks like it used to be a theatre or something, or some kind of building like that. Picture house. It's next to Sainsbury's, and the reason I stopped here is because these paintings on the wall. There's a man with a horse. Also, Doncaster's got a rich history with horses, which we'll touch on later on. And then we've got a lady from the NHS, obviously remembering all the goings on with the pandemic and the great work the NHS did then. In 2020, Doncaster hosted the Booker Prize for books. So there's some murals and paintings in the bus station with the books that made us. Mary Berry, Alice in Wonderland. So these are stories of people from the Doncaster area and what books have inspired them over the years. I'm here next to the train station, and this art piece is called Building Speed. It celebrates Doncaster's rich rail and horse racing heritage and the pursuit of speed. The piece recognises Doncaster's engineering ingenuity and gives a perspective to the volume and scale of locomotives built in Doncaster and the contribution the town made to the nation at a time when rail linked allies, industries and people as never before. On each of these 50 columns are the names of locomotives that were also the names of winners of the St Leger horse race, the oldest horse racing classic race in the world. So let's go and have a look at these now. Flying Fox, Melton, Prince Palatine, Salmon Trout, Blair Athol, Sandwich, making me hungry this, Windsor Lad, so Doncaster, Rail, Racing and Art. This is Doncaster's train station. The Great Northern Railway built the platforms of Doncaster Station in 1877, but the modern Art Deco entrance building was a 1933 London and North East Railway design, LNER, which operate the main East Coast line now. The canopy in front of this building had been modified in an unsympathetic style. I take it they didn't like it, and it was replaced by a lighter and extended version in 2019. The station is listed grade 2. No doubt I'll end up here later on. Looking forward to it. That multicoloured flashing dance floor. Let's do this. Wakefield has Wakey Wines. Doncaster's got Donny Drink. This may seem all nice and quiet now, apart from the workmen across the road, but Lazarus Court later on will be quite busy with people partying away all night here in Donny. Party Central. Be interesting to get a video later on what it looks like then. Rockahula Tiki Bar. Next to the market we've got the Wool Market, which is a lot of eateries and drinking places and games you can play in there. Don't think it's open just yet, but I'll try and explore that later on, or a bit later on tonight maybe. So you can see there's games of bowling, basketball, as well as all different food cuisines inside. We'll explore it later on. The Doncaster Tourist Information Centre is only open 10 till 3:30 on a Saturday, so it looks like I'll have to do the job for you. Right, let's look round some more. The largest shopping centre in Doncaster is the Frenchgate Centre. Now, why is it called Frenchgate in the middle of South Yorkshire? Well, there's some history to that. Frenchgate was once part of the inner sanctum of Doncaster, dating back to 1194. The town within this area was developed along a street line along what's called Frenchgate, and the name hints at the link to the Norman invaders of that time. There were long and thin house and garden plots built end to end on that street. At other times, Frenchgate was also known as Franksygate. Frenchgate became the accepted name for the street from 1715 onwards. This here is Clock Corner. It's a corner of Baxter Gate, where the bakers used to live, and Frenchgate, which we talked about earlier. It was originally constructed in the 18th century, but it was altered in 1837 by architect William Hurst, who rounded it into a corner. The clock was added in 1838. Doncaster's got so many shops, small independent, it's got chains, it's got international shops as well, it's got so much, and it's a busy place to come to. There's lots of people walking around, getting their shopping in, doing their weekly shop, having a look round. The market will look round in a bit as well. Lots going on. And here we are at the market. There's a burger stall, there's an optimistic person selling ice creams in February, fruit and veg stall, flowers, all busy doing trade, which is good to see. There's a whole section of the market just for fishmongers. This great drawing of all that Doncaster has by the yorkshireprint.co.uk. Good stuff. And this is the impressive exterior of the Corn Exchange, the back end of the market hall here in Doncaster. Obviously there's some work that's been done to the paving around here, but look at that, that's impressive. Look at the is it a sculpture, is it a frieze, what is it, I don't know. It's impressive though, good stuff. So we've got some nice food here, which I'm going to buy some now. I've got this beautiful food. Right, let's see what I'll choose.
So we have with custard, with jam, with cheesecake, with chocolate, with sherry, and with blueberry.
Oh, excellent. Can I have a cheesecake and a custard one, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll put your business on the video as well.
One with cheesecake.
Yes,
yeah?
please.
And one with custard.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's everything.
Yes, please. Here we've got a monument for all the coal mines that were in the area in years gone by. And in the statue itself, you can see the figures of heads sculpted into it because they were part of the work that were here. At the bottom is listed all the coal mines, which is 14 of them in the area. And we have a coal miner here as well. Where would this country have been without all this coal and energy over the years? So along the high street there's a number of these, which I'm a little bit intrigued as to what they are. They're like statues of trees rather than an actual tree. They're interesting enough. I'm not just not too sure why. So here we have the mansion house in Doncaster. It stands on the site of the Carmelite Friary. Carmelites, remember, they're the White Friars. This has been here since 1350. Because Doncaster was positioned on the Great North Road, it brought a lot of wealth to the town. And with this, they had to entertain people as well on their travels. So they were holding feasts here and parties for people. Mansion houses had already been built in Newcastle, York and London, so this was somewhere else along that route for people to go to along their travels. Here we have the Priory Methodist Church, dating back to 1832 when William IV was on the throne, a long time ago. This road is called Sunny Bar, which is quite a nice name. What's these at the end of the road? Let's have a look now. So at the end of Sunny Bar we've got this this thing with two sheep on top, and it says Sunny Bar Danum. Why Danum? We'll find out soon. This is the Doncaster Archive Centre, and they've even got like I presume it's a replica of the old frontage of the Doncaster High School for girls inside. It's impressive built to be inside a building. This is the Danum Gallery, Library and Museum. Danum? Why is it called Danum? Well, I'm about to tell you. Well, Remember earlier when we were on Sunny Bar, it said Sunny Bar Danham. Well, Danham is the name given to the area in 71 AD when the town was formed as a Roman fort from 71 AD. It's only in 1194 when King Richard I, good name, gave Doncaster its charter as a town that it became Doncaster. Maybe a bit before that, I don't know. But it started off as Danham, so you'll see references around the city of Danham, and that's the former name for what was Doncaster. So next to Doncaster Council building over there, you've got Cast, which is a performing arts theatre, and it's next to the Savoy next door to it. I'm having to talk loud because there's some copyrighted music playing across the road, which is not nice for YouTube. It's a frieze created by Newbury Abbot Trent in 1934. It shows the story of the making of a film, from the writing of the story, building the sets and shooting of the film. So I think we need to start the other end. Wait there, wait there. There we go. Here's this dude thinking of an idea, writing it down, building the set, giving directions, filming it, and the final piece of the jigsaw, the film itself. So this here is the Danham sculpture, a very large pole with lots of inscriptions on it. There we go. So this square here is named after Doncaster's most famous railway engineer, Sir Nigel Gresle. He designed both the Flying Scotsman and the world speed record holding Mallard. Well done, Nige. There's this wall here called Doncaster Sound Memories, sharing local people's memories of fascinating encounters with music artists. This person was at top rank when David Bowie was playing there. Managed to sneak backstage and have a good chat and a few laughs with him. The week before my first ever gig in a band, I went to see the Pixies in Sheffield. Kylie Minogue was rehearsing a tour to a big facility near South Emsall, and I drove her there from Doncaster Airport in my taxi. The Specials came for a drink in the Yarborough Club. I had a pint with them and they signed my trainers. Self-Esteem once borrowed my Doncaster street parking pass, but forgot and drove home with it. She posted it back. It was played in Doncaster and stayed at the Regent Hotel. As a young boy, he came downstairs from the room and sat and had breakfast with John Lennon and Paul McCartney. We've got the Regent Hotel, which is where the Beatles stopped when they were playing in Doncaster back in the 1960s. It's also where I stopped when I came to Donny last summer, but I don't think they'll have a blue plaque on the wall for that somehow. Not yet. Jazz Cafe. Nice. So that completes my tour of Doncaster City Centre. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what the city of Doncaster has to offer you. The rail links, the racing heritage, all the shops, all the history, going back to 71 AD. Wow, that's a long time. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Rich Lord. You've been watching Rich Lord Travels. Click subscribe and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye for now. Ding.